Hello everyone, this is Kirya Does Things. I'm Kirya and today we're going to talk about the F1 Fantasy game. First of all, let's see how well we did in Japan and then we will see what we can do to have a lot of points for China. So, in Japan, I scored 270 points, which is pretty good, very good, very strong result. And let's see individually for each driver and car. My only negative one was Joe, who had a negative 17 because he DNF'd. I think he had a gearbox problem or something. The rest of the not very good drivers that I have were Sargent, Bottas, mainly those two who just got some points because they just existed in the race, didn't really lose much positions. Actually, Sargent made two, and Bottas lost only one, but had a lot of overtakes in Japan. And then we had Magnussen, who seems to always get some points, 7, 8 or 9 points, so he is pretty consistently doing well for F1 Fantasy. And then after that, we obviously had Verstappen. It was my first race going for Verstappen in the end. And it was really good for me because he scored 47 points, got fastest lap, and obviously pole and the win, and 2 more points for some overtakes that he had to do. So amazingly well, and mainly the amazing part was my risk that I took, that was Verstappen plus Red Bull plus Ferrari. It was the first time that I could do that, and I did it, and it really paid off because obviously Red Bull again scored an extreme amount of points, 108, together with Verstappen with the turbo bonus. They combined to give me like 202 points, which is amazing. It's to be honest, even if I had 202 points like and flat, that's it would still be decent, and this is the total of points that I got only from Verstappen and Red Bull, so they really are a must to have in your squad. Obviously Red Bull got the 1-2, so 43 points, the 1-2 in quali, 19 points, both drivers in Q3, obviously fastest lap, all the fastest pit stops, all three of them this time around, and some overtakes. And then Ferrari, which is the team that always gets the second highest points. This time around, no pit stops because all the fast pit stops were Red Bulls, but still some good points, 27 points, because the drivers finished third and fourth. So again, it's the idea that I had from the first race, and it seems to be very stable to go for these two, and then a good driver. But in our case, at this point, we can get Verstappen, not just a good driver, which really helps to get a lot of points. So we did amazingly well in Japan, and that means that I am now in position number 12,431 in the world, and 69th in Greece. Nice. And in general, we are going towards the front of the field. We are pretty much in the front, at the front. So I'm very hopeful for this season. Now, let's talk about China. First of all, it's the first sprint, so there are more points to be gained in a sprint race. You don't get any points from sprint quali. Sprint quali happened in the morning today, and we can still change our teams even though the sprint quali happened. The deadline to change our teams is, as you can see, team log deadline in 12 hours and 70 minutes, which is the time that the sprint will actually start, and that's because you don't get points based on the sprint quali. However, the points that you do get are these. You get the classic +1 -1 for positions gained and lost, +1 for overtake, per overtake, and the fastest lap gives 5 points, not 10, like it's in the regular race. After that, the first 8 get the points that they actually get for the championship, 8-1. The rest get nothing. However, the big important thing here to notice is that even though it's just the sprint, even though there are not a lot of points available to get in the sprint compared to the actual race, you get a massive minus 20, which is the same as the regular race if your driver DNFs. The only thing is that this tends to be kind of random, so even though it really is important for your results in F1 Fantasy, you can't really do much about it, pretty much. So there's that, and let's see what we can do. Now, I don't think we have a lot of options to change anything. Obviously, I will keep Red Bull, obviously I will keep Ferrari and Verstappen. In the sprint quali, let's see the results a little bit. Lando Norris got the sprint pole, and then we had Hamilton second, Alonso third, Verstappen fourth, Sainz and Leclerc, the two Ferraris, 5th and 7th, Perez was 6th, so it's Red Bull, Ferrari, and the first 3 teams are the Mercedes powered cars, McLaren, Mercedes and Aston Martin. Obviously no Williams here, and then we have the other McLaren of Piastri, and the 2 Saubers, 9th and 10th, are Bottas and Zhou. Then we had Russell, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Stroll, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Tsunoda and Sargent. Now, the thing is that these guys are not going to get any points from their finishing position, the position that they will finish. They will not be in the top 8. However, they might get some positions from positions gained, and they might lose some points. So they might gain points, if they get positions, and they might lose points if they lose positions. So even though this is quite important, that's the thing. And the thing that is important also is that the grid is mixed up for the sprint, which happened mainly because of a little bit of weird conditions. We had a slight rain in Q2, I think, and then heavy rain in Q3. There was no grip, so a lot of weird things happened. So by this logic, what I am actually thinking is that keeping Bottas and Zhou is just is going to be bad. Like, I'm going to get a lot of negative points from these two. And Magnussen is 12th, so he's about right, about where Haas pace is actually. And then we also have Sargent, who is already 20th, so it's okay. But the Sauber cars are not giving me a lot of hope, exactly because they did well. They are 9th and 10th for the sprint. They are going to lose a lot of positions in the race, in the sprint race, and probably finish around like 14th or 15th, which will be like -5, -6 points, which I don't really want. However, I don't know if that is worth sacrificing Verstappen or maybe Ferrari to make a change. So one option is to keep this exactly as it is and hope that the Verstappen, Red Bull, Ferrari trio carries us, even though the Saubers are probably going to be a problem. Obviously, this whole thing that I'm talking about is about the sprint, and the biggest haul of points is for the actual race, which we don't know the starting grid, right? So we have no idea, and what I'm trying to say is that obviously Sauber in the regular qualifying, if everything is normal, they are probably not going to be up there. They're probably not going to be like 9th and 10th, which would mean that they will not lose that many positions and that many points in the actual race. So the negative part about Sauber is that is for the sprint only, but it may be a decent enough of a problem. If I was expecting that they will get that they will each get like 2 or 3 points from their sprint, it would have been fine. But now I'm expecting them to each one to lose like 4, 5, 6 points. It's like combined negative 10 points compared to plus 5. So maybe if the difference is about 15 points, to switch them and get someone in the place maybe of Verstappen, or maybe to switch Ferrari or Red Bull. I am not really sure. If in the sprint quali everything was normal and we had like the Red Bulls, then the Ferraris, and then Sauber was like 15th or 16th, and those positions, I would have been fine keeping this as is. Now, also, other than changing some of the drivers or the manufacturers, the thing is that we can also use our chips. For those of you that you don't really know, there are some chips that you can use once each chip for the season, and they do a number of different things. One that I'm considering for China right now is the limitless budget, which would mean that I will get rid of Zhou, Sargent, Bottas, Magnussen, and go for probably Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and someone else, probably Norris, to have this team, which obviously will be great, but we will not have it for the rest of the season, and I'm not 100% sure that it is the best idea here, because right now I don't feel that comfortable that these guys will easily be at the front in the end of the sprint race and the regular race. I don't feel extreme amount of confidence. However, it is a good idea to do it for a sprint, to do the limitless chip, I mean, because it will give us maximum gains, pretty much, compared to doing it on a regular one. The other chip that I could use would be the 3 times chip. So I would go for Verstappen 3 times, and then the one problem is that I will have to give 2 times to someone else, and I don't want to give the 2 times score to someone else out of these 4 drivers that I have right now. So I would have to switch probably Ferrari for a lesser car, and a driver for a better driver, to go for 2 times for him and then 3 times for Verstappen, if that's clear enough what I'm trying to say. So that's the one problem of going for that one. The other problem is Verstappen is not starting first for the sprint. And what if he has a collision because he is in the middle of a pack and not at the front? It's way more easy to have a contact or a collision starting from 4th than starting at the front. So if I go 3 times for Verstappen here, I am risking this possibility of him having any kind of damage or crash and not maximizing my points. I think the sprints are 6 in the season, so I could keep both of my chips for later. I don't have to use them here. A good reason to use the limitless chip, however, for this race would have been that we kinda know the pecking order. We know that the Red Bull is the best car, and Perez usually finishes second. We know that the Ferrari is the second fastest car, and it's Leclerc and Sainz that finish in the next 2 positions. Then usually it's McLaren, so Norris is a pretty safe bet. So going for Red Bull, Ferrari, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and Norris would have been a good idea before this sprint that happened, though. Now I'm a little bit more scared that something might go wrong, and because of it doesn't seem to be like a normal regular weekend that we can predict easily, and I would like to go for limitless for a weekend that I know that these guys will get the most of it. So I really don't know. Like right now I'm talking about it and I'm trying to think what I want to do. I don't really know, but the options are these. The options are stay as is, 0 changes. This is the first one, and then the limitless one, which I'm not sure about, and then the 3 times score, which also I'm not sure about because I will have to do the other changes as I said before. So that's like the thinking process right now for this race. If I had to choose right now one of the three, I would probably go for no changes. Second best would be the Limitless chip, and the third best would be the 3x. I think the 3x is not a good idea right now. So we will see when I will do my next video for F1 Fantasy. You will see what my choice was and what I did in the end. That's it pretty much for today. I'm looking forward to the sprint tomorrow morning. It will be 6 a.m. here in Greece for the sprint. I don't think I will wake up for that. And the actual quali will be, I think, 10 o'clock in the morning. So maybe I can wake up around 9, watch the sprint race, and then watch the back-to-back, the regular quali live. So probably this will be my plan for tomorrow, and then on Sunday we will have the actual race. I'm looking forward to it. It's a little bit more interesting than the other races because exactly they are the grid is mixed up, at least for the sprint. Let's see what China has to offer. China is a pretty cool track as well. I like it. I even like driving it in the F1 games in general. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool track. So that's it from me for today. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, you should like it in YouTube, and subscribe for more videos about Formula 1 and at some point maybe something else. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.